Welcome to the Global Learning Information session on choosing your exchange options, your guide to researching overseas study destinations. For navigation, use the play and pause buttons at the bottom of your screen to start or stop the video. We suggest you watch the entire presentation so you're better placed to make an informed decision about your three destination options for exchange. Many of you who are considering an exchange abroad are already researching your exchange options and starting to become familiar with the vast range of partners open to you on the Overseas Study website. This tutorial is designed to provide you with an overall idea of how choosing destination options works, the various considerations to remember, and what to expect along the way. So here is a quick rundown of today's session. We'll explain more about the three destination options required for your exchange application. We'll discuss why it's important to choose these strategically and just how to do that. We'll talk about how you should select destination options for exchange. We'll also explore how to best use your time to research options wisely. We'll go over key considerations, and then we'll finish up with the basic destination selection guide. So here is some food for thought. Essentially, your three destination options comprise the well-informed shortlist of possible exchange options that are viable for you and your studies. The goal of today's session is to change the way applicants think about this and how they can be strategic with their options. Applying for exchange is not a 5-minute task. You'll discover it requires a lot of careful organization and planning. Because of this, it is important that you consider destinations that are feasible and not liable to flounder. This means that the time you invest into applying for exchange will not be in vain and will actually turn into a real physical exchange experience abroad. One of the first considerations for applying for an exchange overseas is the destination itself. If you navigate to the list of exchange partners on the website for overseas study, you will be taken to a page that displays our extensive range of options. The respective brochure page provides a great deal of helpful information to assist you in making this choice. On the brochure page, beneath the institution photo and blurb, you'll find the information sheet. This shows a snapshot of the more important information about the exchange partner. The program type will read Exchange for all of our exchange partners. Secondly, the agreement type. The vast majority of our exchange agreements are what we call general agreements. These are open to all students from all disciplines and faculties at this university. A few agreements, however, are faculty specific, meaning they are only open to students from that faculty. For instance, the brochure page for Tilburg University in the Netherlands shows the agreement type is only for business students. If you are a Bachelor of Science student and intend to undertake subjects overseas towards a genetics major, then this destination is not an option for you. This is because the agreement type here is only for Faculty of Business and Economics students. Additionally, they may not offer any genetics subjects. If, however, you are a Bachelor of Science student taking a genetics major, intending to go on exchange and study business as breadth, then you could potentially list Tilburg University as an option. In any case, check with the Global Learning team. The agreement level is next. Quite simply, if the agreement level is undergraduate, then bachelor students may apply. If it says graduate, then only master level students need apply. And if it says both, then both may apply. If your level is not included, do not list this destination as an option. Then there is the language of instruction. We encourage you to think outside the box by considering non-English speaking destinations. Just because you don't speak Swedish doesn't mean that an exchange to Sweden should be discounted. Northern European destinations generally have a greater range of subjects available in English than other Southern European destinations like Italy or Spain. But of course, be sensible. If you wish to study on exchange in Italy and you studied secondary school Italian to Year 10, then taking subjects which are fully taught in Italian may not be the best idea. So remember that taking subjects which are taught in another language will mean that you're immersed in academic vocabulary rather than everyday vernacular. So anyone considering a non-English speaking destination who is unable to speak that language retains responsibility for making sure that institution offers a sufficient number of subjects taught in English with which to make a full-time study load. Otherwise, at a later stage, a proficiency test in that language may be required. So next is the availability of places at that destination for the upcoming round of applications. This information provides a realistic expectation of just how competitive this destination is likely to be. Although there's no minimum WAM requirement for entry into the program, Please remember that your WAM will still be used in instances where any of your three exchange options have their own academic entry requirements. We advise against listing all destinations which have low places available. Other factors such as academic fit and appropriateness will also be used for allocating your exchange place. It's also important to ensure you meet any host institution entry requirements. Whilst the minimum WAM requirement is no longer part of our eligibility criteria, several exchange partners ask for a minimum WAM. This information is stipulated on the host eligibility requirements field of the information sheet. Further, language requirements, application provisions, or study restrictions are published on the host eligibility and information tab. Certain destinations have a minimum WAM requirement, such as 65% WAM for places like the National University of Singapore or a 70% WAM for Trinity College Dublin. So do not list these destinations if it seems unlikely you will meet this requirement. Remember, the final result will be the same regardless of the destination. The bottom line is you'll be able to demonstrate you've been abroad, studied on exchange, visited another country, traveled, and had a completely life-changing and transformative experience. The final destination never changes this outcome. If you come back to us at any point to say that you are not really serious about one of your destination options and that you do not wish to proceed with your application, then it is too late to nominate someone else instead of you. This is because you have already secured the nomination to that particular destination. Common mistakes applicants make in their deliberations include the following. I will only go on exchange if I get to go to London. Or another example, my parents will only allow me to go to an institution which is ranked higher than Melbourne. Rather than asking, is this destination a good fit for me? You should be asking, am I a good fit for this destination? Although WAM may play a part in destination allocations, so does your motivation responses, eligibility, and general fit with the exchange partner program. This process aims to create the best outcomes for students by matching them with suitable destinations. Use the opportunity to choose destination options practically. Try not to waste time listing options which are simply not viable. An unrealistic list of destinations could be 3 options which are located in the same city, or the same option listed 3 times. Remember that diversity among your 3 options ensures an increased chance of successfully being nominated to at least one of them. So remember, exclusions are non-negotiable. If your discipline is excluded on the brochure page, you shouldn't include this as an option. Certain institutions are better options than others for some disciplines. For example, the University of East Anglia is ranked number 1 for creative writing in the UK, and the Geneva International Students Programme in Switzerland is excellent for politics. So focus on your research. Refer to the credit precedent spreadsheet on the Overseas Study website. Compare subjects from Melbourne to those at overseas destinations you are researching, and do this by literally looking at the online handbook for both institutions and reviewing both to ascertain similarity in content, learning outcomes, and assessment. Keep comprehensive notes to record your research. This will enable you to refer to them at any point during the process. Regrouping is the concept of applicants realizing through their research that a particular destination may not work for various reasons, accepting the findings and then reassembling and reevaluating to move on, so that a new destination which will work can be pursued. When it comes to exchange options, preferred choice is often just wishful thinking. The reality of what is indeed possible will be influenced by your respective academic background, situation, overall competitiveness, and fit with the program. Remember this in managing your own expectations. Staying realistic is what makes a good nomination outcome. Although several students are driven by university rankings, this is often an impractical means of assessing the viability of a destination. After all, as the University of Melbourne, we are certainly not going to sign anyone on to be an exchange partner we feel is not of a similar academic caliber. Additionally, ranking is in the eye of the beholder. There are many university ranking channels, like the Times Higher Education rankings and the Shanghai Jiaotong rankings. Students are usually adept at adopting a ranking that suits them and their personal aspirations. At the end of the day, it really is all subjective. Rankings are simply numbers. Just because a university is ranked number 1 for one discipline does not mean it's number one in other areas of study. Also, ask yourself, on what is this ranking really based? In most cases, rankings are based on research reputation, or sometimes other criteria, which are usually irrelevant or unrelated to coursework students who are participating in an exchange program. So when remembering the rules of choosing destination options, also remember that a diverse range of options where you will meet any special conditions or requirements is helpful. So, as long as your list of destination options is realistic, sensible, and assorted, you are following the qualities of good destination research and selection. This will increase your likelihood of being allocated to one of these options. Also, think about how you can use the aspect of choosing destination options to market yourself in the future, especially to employers beyond university study. Flexibility, like in choosing diverse destination options, promotes adaptability, resilience, agility, independence, and development as a resourceful individual who can make any situation work out positively. So don't forget the importance of managing your expectations and that keeping a broader outlook in relation to big picture thinking, competitiveness, and flexibility will definitely make things easier on your journey through this process. So, provided that you follow the guidelines we've discussed in this session and stick to these basic principles, you'll be well placed to improve your chances regarding destination options. So now that you have a clearer idea about how to choose your destination options, the next step will be to ask questions. Ensure you speak to the relevant global learning advisor responsible for your destination options. Attend an Explore My Options session to learn more about these options. And don't forget that we are happy to put you in touch with return students so you can find out more about their experiences. Now, we trust you have found this tutorial on choosing exchange destination options to be informative and useful. Hopefully, this now gives you an understanding of why it is important to choose destination options strategically and sensibly. For further information, please come see the relevant global learning advisor for your destination. Otherwise, we wish you every success with your exchange application.